On the news, gunmen attack 5th Imo police station in 1 month. Bandits kill 2, kidnap several others in Kaduna State. And reps adjourn plenary to protest incessant killings. We're glad to have you join us on News Now. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Gunmen have attacked the Imbieri Divisional Headquarters situated in the Imbiatoli local government area of Imo State on Friday. According to reports, the gunmen stormed the area at about 3 a.m. and opened fire on the police facility. This is the 5th Divisional Police Headquarters burnt by gunmen amid renewed hostilities in the state in the past 1 month. According to police spokesperson for the command, Michael Abatam, the attack was a foiled one, adding that only just a part of the roof and 1 vehicle were affected when attackers threw petrol bombs at the police formation. 2 people have been reportedly killed and others kidnapped during an attack by bandits on the Ungwa Bulos community in Chukun local government area of Kaduna State. The incident, which happened around 8 p.m. on Thursday, comes barely 4 days after bandits attacked an Abuja-Kaduna-bound train. Among the kidnapped victims are a woman and her 4 children who were taken away while they were having dinner in their home. The whereabouts of those kidnapped are not yet known. To give more perspective to this development, I spoke to retired Colonel Hassan Stanlabo, former military officer and security consultant. I began by asking him why Imo State and southeast Nigeria have had a reoccurring attacks on its security outfits.
I foresee a failure of intelligence. You just counted the 5th occurrence within a month. That's a clear failure of intelligence. Why is it a clear failure of intelligence? When the first one occurred, it might not be a failure of intelligence, but definitely not the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Then it means intelligence have gone to sleep within a state 5 times. Something is wrong. And 5 times in a month, am I right? Something is definitely wrong. What is the intelligence community, even within the state, doing? Before we talk of you widening the entire scope to cover other neighboring states and so on. Isn't there a synergy amongst them? What is happening?
Now, before I let you go now, after the Abuja-Kaduna rail attack, which took the lives of at least 8 people, we've had reports of other attacks also in Kaduna. Where is Nigeria getting it wrong, and why has the government seemingly not achieved an upper hand in eliminating all forms of terrorist attacks?
The government has not, because the government is not a listening government. The government is not listening to experts like us out there who are talking. It's rather unfortunate that you are given a role to play in government does not make you someone that has all knowledge about it. You must still look out, reach out, and so on, because there are people out there who are better knowledgeable than you in that area. There are people out there who have better expertise than you out there and so on. And you tap from them, there is nothing wrong. The greatest problem leadership has is how to select its helpers. When I say helpers, those who should do the job around the president. Because you have not concentrated on those who really have what it takes to do the job. You allow some other frivolous sentiments to come to bear in your selection of your team. So at the end of the day, you have a very weak, poor team that cannot offer you anything. Find good young hands, technocrats and so on, who should be helping to run Nigeria, are left to be running their family businesses, or better still, outside the country, as diasporans are doing their thing. Nigerians are doing well all over the country, all over the world, but Nigeria is dying for lack of capacity.
Well, that was retired Colonel Hassan Stanlabo, former military officer and security consultant, speaking on the rising spate of insecurity in the country. The House of Representatives on Thursday abruptly adjourned plenary and suspended all legislative activities till next week to register displeasure over the recent killings in Kaduna State. The House adjourned the plenary after intensive debate on the security situation in the country, following a motion of urgent public importance moved by Shehu Balarabe. Balarabe lamented that armed bandits had in the last 1 week invaded the 2 local government areas it represents, killing and destroying property worth millions of naira. While contributing to the motion, Leader of the House, Al-Hassan Ado Dogowa, said Nigerians should be allowed to take up arms and defend themselves against gunmen attacks.
Alarmed that between 24 March 2022 to 28 March 2022, these armed bandits unleashed havoc communities where they invaded. Over 117 people have been killed, and some corpses are still yet to be recovered. More than 136 people were adopted, and over 10,463 people have been displaced from their homes.
Government in this case has to rise up to its responsibility. Call a spade is spade. If it's about funding, each and every one of us here knows we have never had any cause to contemplate funding our security agencies. And I believe our relevant committees are following up in terms of implementation of such fundings through our budgets, through their oversight processes. Then why things should continue this way? We are here for Nigerian people, and we must speak for Nigerian people.
In reaction to the incessant reports of terrorist attacks in Nigeria, the United Kingdom has warned against travels to 7 states in the northern parts of the country. According to a travel advisory on the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office website, the affected states were Borno, Yobe, Adamawa, Gombe, Kaduna, Katsina and Zamfara states. It further warned that there is a threat from extremists linked to Boko Haram or the Islamic State West Africa in Borno, Yobe and Adamawa states. Moving on, the President of Niger Republic, Mohamed Bazoum, has thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for the Kano-Katsina Maradi Railway. The Nigerian leader, who was on state visit to Nigeria, made the commendation after a closed-door bilateral talks with Buhari in the presidential villa in Abuja on Wednesday. He said the project will integrate the economies of Nigeria and the Niger Republic. Details in this report. President Mohamed Bazoum, along with his entourage, arrived at the presidential villa in Abuja at around 11 a.m. where he was received by his host, President Muhammadu Buhari. Shortly after exchanging pleasantries, the visiting president inspected the guard of honor mounted by officials of the Presidential Guard Brigade. Shortly after that, the two leaders went into a closed-door session where they discussed bilateral issues. Speaking to journalists at the end of the closed-door meeting, the Nigerian president expressed appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for approving the $1.96 billion Kano-Katsina Maradi Railway project.
We discussed the Kano-Katsina Maradi Railway project, and this project is an infrastructure that will integrate the two economies, the economies of Nigeria and Niger. And so I'm here to I want to thank His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari for his effort to ensuring that this project has taken off, and I hope that it will be sustained because this project will radically change the trading exchange between the two countries.
He also sought Nigeria's financial support in the establishment of another outfit similar to the multinational Joint Task Force to combat the menace of banditry in the northwest region of the country.
I'm happy to be here and to have discussions with His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari on issues that relate to economic and the security situations in our countries, in a manner that we push these issues to be of benefit, of mutual benefit to both countries, Niger and Nigeria. The axis northwest to fight banditry, we will gladly accept, because as you know, Nigeria almost entirely funded the MNJTF operations, and if Nigeria decides to do the same in northwest axis, we'll be very happy, because that means it will reduce the burden, the economic and the financial burden of the fight against these bandits.
On his part, the governor of Zamfara State, Bello Metawale, has backed calls for a change in the strategy in the fight against insurgency.
Like we have border with Niger Republic, I have to have a joint task force between the Nigerian security and Niger security, which I provide some logistic and cars for them in order to ease their operation. And what we are doing is that if we have any information about bandits that coming from either exit Niger, then we are going to push them from Nigeria. Then we alert the Niger security to monitor and push them so that we can collectively fight these criminals. So this is what we are doing day and night in Zamfara and Niger Republic.
As part of its diplomatic policy, the Nigerian government works closely with neighboring countries to bolster economic progress as well as tackle insurgency. Folashade Ogurinde, TV360 News. A civic society organization, Corporate Accountability and Public Participation Africa, has sensitized Nigerians on the need for voter registration as a civic responsibility to the nation. At the one-day workshop, the group also charged citizens to come out in their numbers to elect good leaders in the forthcoming 2023 general elections. They also spoke of the commencement of operations at the Lekki toll gate, urging Nigerians to kick against collection of toll fare, which started on Friday. According to the group, the toll gate should be a memorial ground to remember the protesters who lost their lives at the plaza on October the 20th, 2020.
We are out here today to sensitize Nigeria against the upcoming elections 2023. So we realize how disillusioned Nigerians are about the elections, about the state of governance, about the polity in general. I mean, you were going with us on the street and you saw how people were angry. People were nearly stoning us for just sharing sensitization materials. It's nothing but the mood of the city at the moment, the mood of the populace at the moment. We give power to the people who are at the seat of power right now. We can do something to change the situation. Go get your PVC. Do not be disenfranchised.
They want to reopen the toll gate. What I'm saying and what I want all Nigerians to say is this. There will be no reopening for toll fee at the toll gate. The toll gate should function, but it should be toll free.
A group, Grassroots 37 for Shimbajo, has called on Vice President Yemi Osinbajo to formally declare his interest to run for the office of President of the country in 2023. Convener of the group, Kolade Segun Okeowo, in an interview with newsmen, spoke about Osinbajo's exemplary performance as Nigeria's Vice President. Okeowo further assured the Vice President of the group's unflinching support of Osinbajo's presidential ambition.
We have seen his antecedents. We have seen what he has been able to do as a vice president in the last 7 years. We have considered his efforts and what he has been able to achieve, particularly when the president was on leave. We have seen how he has taken some cogent decisions that took Nigeria out of economic recession on two different occasions.
At this point in time, he hasn't said, but we are all trying to persuade him to contest. It is our hope, it is our desire, it is our prayer that he contests. If he gets the opportunity to be the president, in which case he would even have the final say on many things. He has shown wisdom, he has shown capacity, and he has experience now to work around it. I believe that this will be a chance to regrow Nigeria like never before.
Well, we'll take a break here, but still to come, 83% of Africans yet to receive COVID-19 vaccine. WHO reveals details of this story and more right after this break. Welcome back. Now here is a recap of some of our top stories tonight. Gunmen have attacked the Imbieri Divisional Headquarters situated in Umbatoli local government area of Imo State on Friday. This is the 5th Divisional Police Headquarters burnt by gunmen amid renewed hostilities in the state in the past 1 month. We also told you that the House of Representatives on Thursday abruptly adjourned plenary and suspended all legislative activities till next week to register displeasure over the recent killings in Kaduna State. The House adjourned the plenary after intensive debate on the security situation in the country. Well, in case you missed any of our news bulletin or for more updates, do log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube and Google Plus at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we are TV360 Online. And now to more stories. The Court of Appeal sitting in Enugu on Friday upheld the February 28th decision of the Abakaliki High Court bordering on the defection of Governor David Umahi and his deputy Kelechi Igwe from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressives Congress (APC). The suit had been filed by Senator Sonny Ogboji, who participated as a candidate of the APC in the 2019 governorship election. It is not directly linked to the Federal High Court sack of Governor Umahi and his deputy, which was filed by the PDP. Friday's sitting, which began at exactly 11 a.m. at the Honorable Justice Alpha Begore, assisted by Justice Oyewole and Nge, with counsel both parties in attendance. And now to more COVID-19 stories. The World Health Organization, WHO, says a third of the world's population has yet to receive a single dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, including a shocking 83% of all Africans. Director General Tedros Ghebreyesus of the WHO, the record is unacceptable to him, as it should not be acceptable to anyone. He said WHO was launching a new strategy to scale up genomic surveillance for deadly pathogens that had epidemic and pandemic potential to tackle the future threat of the virus. Shanghai is set to put the vast majority of its residents on the COVID-19 lockdown from Friday as it expands curbs to include the western half of the city and extends restrictions in the east. The Chinese commercial hub is on the 4th day of a 10-day lockdown that was to cover the city in 2 phases. The first, the east, and then the west entering lockdowns of 5 days each. The stay-at-home measure in the financial and industrial districts in the east began on Monday and was due to be lifted at 5 a.m. on Friday. Well, we'll take a break here and return with more stories and business to stay with us.
In the last 3 years, we have built a multi-purpose center, which is the envy of all in our constituency. And I can tell you that the people who are living there are already enjoying it.
Guy, do you think what this man just said is true? See, I seriously doubt. I'm sure it's one of those their silly lies.
And wait, do you know there's a way to find out if these things he's saying is true or not? This is the Construct app. It gives people like us a sure way to track implementation of constituency projects. It gives valid and verified information on location of projects, amounts allocated, amount funded, the level of job done, and even the profiles of concerned legislators. You and I can post directly on this app.
Are you serious?
This is the go-to app if you want to know how our Commonwealth is being expanded by the government.
Wow. Let's even see if what this man said is true. Show me.
The Construct app is developed by Other People Nigeria with support from USAID and is available on both Google Play Store and Apple Store.
And it's true.
Of course, I told you.
Welcome back. Well, Mary Kanu is on standby to bring us the latest in the world of business. Over to you, Mary. Well, many thanks for Lashade. Welcome to Business News. The Director General of the Debt Management Office, Patience Oniha, says the federal government used loans secured from multilateral lenders as a tool for economic recovery. Making the disclosure in a keynote address at the 4th National Budget Roundtable and panel discussion at Covenant University, Ogun State, Oniha said Nigeria's current debt profile to gross domestic product ratio was 22% lower than the 40% stipulated for developing countries by the World Bank and International Monetary Fund. She stressed that the critical infrastructures built by the federal government were funded with internal and external borrowings. And the federal government says the country has attained self-sufficiency in barite production and will no longer need to import the mineral from October this year. The Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Olamilekan Adebite, made a disclosure in Abuja during the weekly ministerial briefing organized by the Presidential Communications Team. With Nigeria's importation of about $300 million worth of barite every year from Morocco, Adebite said the Buhari-led administration is doing everything within its powers to upgrade the mining sector. We'll take a break now and return with a review of the stock market. Commencing trading in a new month on a negative note is not ideal, but this is exactly how the Nigerian Stock Exchange has welcomed the month of April. Not holding back and showing off its dominance, the bear knocked the all-share index down 0.26%, even as the market is still trading at a 46,000 level. Now, compared with the previous trading day, today's data shows 22% decline in turnover, but 8% improvement in deals. 105 listed equities participated in trading, but today's trading session ended with just 12 gainers and 37 losers, led by Red Star X and Total with 27 naira losses. Let's now turn our attention to some selected global stocks, that is the FTSE, the Dow Jones and the Nikkei. It is a mixed trading day with only UK's FTSE trading in the green at 0.30%, while the Dow Jones is trading at 0.16% in what is said to be the market's largest percentage decline since the first quarter of the year 2020. Now, while the Asian stock is currently trading down at 0.56%. Well, that's the stock market review. For Lashade, over to you. Many thanks, Mary. And on the foreign scene, the UN Security Council on Thursday voted unanimously for the new African Union peacekeeping force in Somalia, while Al-Shabaab insurgents have been seeking to overthrow the fragile government for more than a decade. The current African Union mission in Somalia is composed of 20,000 soldiers, police and civilians helping local authorities fight against the jihadist insurgents. Its mandate was due to expire Thursday, and UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres recommended maintaining the force level until the end of the year. Well, up next is Entertainment Reporter News Now.
The Yoruba movie industry has yet again been thrown into mourning as comic actor Kunle Adetokunbo, popularly called Dejo Tunfulu, has died at the age of 50. Fellow thespian Kunle Afod and president of the Theatre Art and Motion Pictures Practitioners Association of Nigeria, Bolaji Amusan, popularly known as Mr. Latin, confirmed his death, although the cause of death is still unknown. The late actor, who was known for his comic acts, shot into limelight for his role in the movie titled Omoran, featuring veteran actor Fatai Adetayo. May his soul rest in peace. Nigerian award-winning singer David Adeleke, popularly known as Davido, has been featured in the Qatar 2020 World Cup official theme song. Davido announced this development on his social media handle on Friday, revealing the official soundtrack title Higher Higher, which means better together. Justifying the choice of Davido and others, FIFA on its official page said their choice is to connect with the audiences worldwide through the shared passions of football and music. The song epitomizes the excitement of a football festival that will light up the world later this year. And that's all on the entertainment segment of News Now.
Away from entertainment and now to sport. Despite missing out on a fourth consecutive appearance at the World Cup and losing 5.90 points, the Super Eagles moved up 2 steps in the current FIFA ranking released for the month of March by the world governing body. The Eagles moved up from the 32nd position to the 30th in the world ranking released on Thursday. Nigeria also climbed up 2 spots in Africa from 5th to 3rd. It's a dream group for England as they face USA, Iran and Scotland, Wales or Ukraine in Qatar, while Spain draw Germany and Brazil get the toughest ties. In Group G, Cameroon is set to face Brazil, Serbia or Switzerland, while Ghana in Group H will face Portugal, Uruguay or South Africa. The World Cup takes place between 21st November and 18th December in Qatar, with the hosts playing Ecuador in the tournament's opening game. And that's it on our news bulletin. Many thanks for watching. I am Folashade Ogurinde. Bye for now.